I hope I
And
look good.
boop, we are live. Yeah, you look like you're ready for a beach episode, truly.
Yeah.
Beach.
Beach.
I'm trying to manifest
Beach.
hot.
Our job is
Hathor's,
beach.
Our job is beach.
Beach.
Like there's
Let's go to the
obviously a
beach,
problem in this
beach.
town, and you guys are like, we're just taking it's island time right now. We're just chilling.
Ah, dude.
Like, you gotta-
Island boy.
I want to live on island time for a while.
You get tossed out of you got tossed out of a window. That sucks, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Okay, then with that deep and cleansing breath, then we jump right back into Allatour. Sound good?
Woo!
Okay, then please join me. And we can hop right back into Allatour. Once again, just a quick... also, I keep forgetting to say it, everything after the breath is canon. And, well, what happened last time that was canon? Jolie popped the fuck off. Jolie, the pretty ones, were able to save everybody that... Voix le village was that was a need. I will say it wrong every time because it's a meme. They were able to save everybody that needed to be saved. They got a glowing review in paper from the mayor and the mayor's wife. They received weapons and little trinkets to be used again later at their discretion, and they traveled west southwest towards the coast, the southwest coast of Allatour, where they now are currently in the center of. De Colline? Is that what it is? I just need to make sure. De la Colline, a village by the beach, where they just witnessed a beautiful-faced, olive-skinned woman, black hair, blue kind of like, just blue like toga dress, basically, different kind of like, I guess like tackle and hooks in like a pouch going like across her, and they just watched her get thrown out of a window down to the sand underneath this like elevated tavern, and this woman begins picking herself back up, and as she begins to raise herself up, you watch as she pulls a dagger out from her belt and then begins to walk past you guys up the stairs. What do you guys try to do?
Can I first just have helped her up?
Without a doubt, yes. As you go over and you help her up, do you say anything?
I give her a strong sailor's hand, just help her up.
Oh, give me a quick... I'm going to say just give me a quick charisma roll, and I'm going to say do it with advantage.
Okay. I thought you were going to do an athletic check, so I was like,
No!
Okay, one of them... Okay. 19.
Without a doubt, this woman immediately like grips onto your forearm and like tell me this is wrong. She can feel your calluses and you can feel hers, and you realize and there is an immediate like as she looks into your eyes, you know, just kind of like brown eyes to yours, like hot pink irises, looks over to you, and there's an immediate kind of like recognition of like wordlessly of you're a sailor, I'm a sailor, and there's like a bit of respect there. Makes sense?
Excellent.
You pull her up. Do you guys say anything to her?
That's quite an entrance.
What you do? You can tell us.
She looks. She doesn't look hurt. She has a flat expression on her face when you say that, and she goes, "I made the mistake of living in this town, apparently." And she draws her dagger and then basically like turns and goes, "Thank you for the assist. I appreciate that. You are
Always happy to help.
You are a sailor as well, correct?"
Oh, absolutely.
Then you can, and she looks out and she points over to the ship that's currently about a half mile off the coast, anchored there. Everybody give me a perception check as she gestures to it, and everybody give me advantage because she's pointing it out to you.
I have a +6 in perception now.
Let's go.
That's a whopping 5.
19 again.
9.
19 and 9.
9.
Hawthorne, very
Give me, Sherry.
Hawthorne, very appropriate for you. You're able to look out, and you are able to see. Okay, how do I describe this accurately? You look to the center. Again, it's a galleon. It is a, you know, it could be a merchant ship, could be a ship equipped for like, you know, certain like defensive tactics, things like that. You look to the center mast, and you're able to see a top flag at the kind of just like a sigil-bearing identification of the ship, and there's no identification of where it comes from. So there's no obvious like national flag of like the Palm or Allatour or Horcryer or Zalmefu or anything like that. But you are able to see it's a white flag backdrop with a solid golden like horn, basically like a war horn on the front of it. Do me a quick favor and just give me a quick history check.
Oh no! That's a 5.
That's a 5 with a 19.
I rolled a 1 on the other one.
Still with a 19 perception, you're definitely able to look down, and you're able to see like notches in the railings that would lead overboard into the sea from the main deck. You're able to see notches kind of slit there with nothing currently inside of them. And
like sword, like
no, these are like wide, like specifically designed to be there. Okay. And you would go from your history, you go. Ballistas are supposed to be there. And because you're able to recognize that ballistas are supposed to be there, you'd know this is a pirate ship. It's not currently flying a flag of pirates, but this is a ship that is manned by pirates. Make sense?
Is this like the design of the ship, the look of it, is it similar to the ones that I grew up around?
Yes, but I will say that most pirate ships, like just historically in this world as well, most pirate ships were not custom made. They oftentimes are like merchant vessels that were captured and retrofitted. And so this ship, so like the answer is yes, but you couldn't tell that just from like you were able to notice that very like slight bit of architecture there, like off in the distance. If you didn't notice that, it would be like, oh, this is just like a merchant ship, or like maybe it's like some kind of military vessel. Like, make sense?
Yeah. I meant like, is it like, yeah.
Yeah.
No, fine.
But
I
you're
rolled
like,
a 5 history. It's fine.
No, but you're like women out the window. Woman out the window. That's a fucking like that sounds like an R&B song. You're able to hear like you're like woman getting thrown, music that I'm hearing, drunken raucous laughter, ship in the harbor. Okay, there are pirates here. Make sense?
You got a problem with some rowdy customers?
Absolutely, and they won't leave. They won't leave the town.
Oh. Well, let's go inside and check them out.
And
Hathor fully is going, like, ready. She's got such a spring in her step. She's so excited. She's skipping.
You are so excited. You're in front of this woman as the woman goes, I'm Pira, by the way. Pleasure to meet you. And she looks over to Cherie and Cass. And as she looks over to both Cherie and Cass, Cherie, she approaches you and your horse first, and seeming like no fear at all, kind of takes a hand up and kind of grabs like your horse's neck and just quickly like just kind of pulls some skin just a little bit, lets it go, puts a hand like in between its eyes, starts like kind of rubbing its head, and goes, "You take exceptional care of your animal. What is your name?"
Sir Cherie of House LaCroix.
Sir Cherie, and she looks to you, and give me a quick insight check on this lady.
How do you spell her name?
Pira. It's P-I-E-R-A. Pira.
Ooh, I misspelled.
No, you're all good.
P-I-E?
P-I-E. It's pier, like a dock, and then A.
Yeah. You said insight?
Yes.
With advantage?
Yeah, I will say with advantage. Yeah, I'll allow that.
It's that easy.
It's that easy.
We've only rolled with
It's that
advantage
easy,
so
folks.
far.
Obviously, we need it.
Insight?
Yeah.
7.
A 7?
7!
Yeah, she she looks over to you, and with very few words, she nods to you, and she extends her hand to introduce herself to you.
I take one hand off the reins and clasp her arm at the elbow.
As you clasp together, she looks to you and goes, "My name is Pira Echo. I am the head fisherwoman of this village." And then turns around and looks to you, Cass, who is the first to talk with the worst thing to say, and goes, "And who might you be?"
You may call me the Honorable Viscount Cassiano Alwyn Pavel. It is a pleasure to meet you, and I hold out a hand to her.
She looks to you so you hold out her hand. Are you trying to grab her hand? Trying to grab her forearm? What are you trying to do with that? How formal of a shake is this?
Like, just like a handshake, and like Cassiano, I wouldn't say has a very middlingly firm handshake.
Okay. With that,
It's not limp, but it's like you're like
So she bypasses your hand and goes right for your forearm. And as she as your armor kind of clatters a little bit. Give me a quick opposed athletics check as she kind of grabs your forearm.
Ooh. I'm just writing down that she's the head fisherwoman.
Yes.
Athletics.
Are you a dex-based paladin?
Yeah, but my strength's not too shabby.
Is that a thing?
She rolled a 14.
It is because I am one.
She rolled a 14 plus 2. You just got to beat a 16.
Okay. What is my athletics? I'm debating using my channel divinity.
It's not worth it!
Okay, I got an 18.
Got an 18. You realize that, in this kind of way, Cass, when you were in the arbor, there was if people weren't looking to start fights, a thing that would happen is very similar to the predator, Dylan. you know what I'm talking about, where they grab each other's forearms and try to basically not just shake the arm, but shake the whole body as a sign of I'm stronger than you. And with your very flowery approach to your introduction, you would just get the sense, I'm going to say because you beat that athletics check, you get the sense, as Pyrrha tries to do that to you, because of the way that you have presented yourself to her, you get the sense that titles alone are not enough to impress this woman, and there has to be certain levels of action regardless of word. Make sense?
Yes.
As she tries to, as you are deceptively strong, as she kind of shakes your arm, as you're able to match that, and there's no ground really given there. She looks over and, trying to salvage the situation, puts a hand on Allwyn / Pinecone and goes, "Your mount is reliable. Good."
Oh yes. Reliable is one word for him.
And Allwyn, Pinecone tries to say something that no one can understand because Blur isn't here.
I say, that's right, Pinecone. That's right.
Kind of shakes his head a little bit. As Hathor, you merrily skip over. God damn these fucking ads! I'm so mad they patched that. Merrily skips over to the bar.
Yep.
Correct.
I want to open the doors.
Does anybody follow Hathor? As Pyrrha kind of just turns to go and follow Hathor as well.
I dismount my horse and hitch it, and I say to Pyrrha, "The excited one is Hathor."
I can tell that she comes from a sailor background, certainly.
She's from the arbor, so yes.
Pyrrha's gonna make a quick a quick roll for that.
Why you gotta fucking do that to me, bro?
She comes from
I just said you're from New Jersey.
No, you didn't. You just said, oh, she's from fucking where all the pirates are.
3 maturity check. Pyrrha looks to you and goes, "She is," and again, it shows the biases of these people. She goes, "She is a pirate."
Let's party!
Hathor, you kick your way inside. Cherie, Cass, anything to say to that? As we're gonna cut over to Hathor.
Yes, but she's been very helpful in our group. Mind your biases.
Pyrrha kind of looks to you, respect, and immediately notices you, Cherie, being a woman of few words, stern talking. Looks to you and goes, "I will mind them. When there are not pirates causing a problem in my town, then I shall be more mindful."
Then it seems you have the right woman for the job.
We then cut over to Hathor. Hathor, the doors fly open, and it really is one of those situations in a western where all the music stops immediately as you kind of walk into the room. And every single person there goes, "Huh, huh, 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 huh," and looks over directly to you to see what's going on. And what we're able to see with this is, just give me a quick perception check. It's not going to be that difficult.
19 again.
You are rolling hot with 19s tonight.
I know. I have a +6 to it, so I'm rolling very middle of the line. So
got it.
Thank you.
So with that perception check, I'm going to say you're able to get a very good stock, and I'm going to say Pyrrha, Cherie, and Cass, you're able to kind of walk into this tavern. If you want to follow after Hathor, you guys are able to see this as well. there's a combination of people here, like two distinct groups. One of the groups dressed similar to Pyrrha in very like robe-esque togas. You see some with like loose flowing, not silk, but like just regular cloth clothing. Some are like kind of a little bit like damp with water. You see people with fishing line and tackle all over them. You see some of them with larger kind of machetes used for chopping down, like coconuts or palm trees or things like that. You kind of like, basic kind of living by the coast is a just constant work essentially for these people, and you can definitely see like the people of this village are all quote unquote useful in some way in that regard. That's group number one. Group number two, which honestly I basically matches the numbers of those in the village, are the best word for it is scrungly, where they look disheveled and unshaven. You see that their leather armor kind of like hangs off and is punctuated by leather straps, like loose bandoliers with barely hanging on flintlocks, and you're able to see swords kind of holster that kind of like jangle, and some are rusted and not very sharpened. And you're able to see, okay, there's the civilian population of this tavern, regular customers that are here, that are being, and they all look kind of like anxious in a way, being surrounded by people who are very drunk and very comfortable, and who are not nearly as reserved as these people are. As there's, like shoving matches going on in the back, you're able to see that the people that are playing music are very kind of all over the place, like jumping on tables and kicking drinks off of places, and these people are just kind of freaking out a little bit, and all of that stops as they look over to Allatour, acknowledges Allatour, and then the music picks back up as after they recognize Allatour. Make sense?
Do I recognize anybody from the pirates?
Give me a history check and just beat a 10. And we're gonna see, this is a check to see if you know anybody here.
That's cocked. Can I roll an advantage, please, Drew? Please. Please.
I'm gonna flip a coin. If it lands on yes, I'll let you. That is a fat no, and I apologize. Some of it's gotta be left to chance. What you got now, you guys are able to see, like, you're not really able to differentiate rank amongst these pirates, as some are probably crewmen, some are probably top men, some are probably gunners in some way. Quartermaster, you're like, okay, we're not a part of this crew, we're not gonna be able to discern really anybody. You see three unique people. You were able to see a Air Genasi woman. You're able to see that she has paper white skin with brown eyes, brown hair, a brown coat, a brown jacket. She has brown boots, and she has brown pistols in holsters. You're able to see she's kind of sitting, not like alone, but like people aren't kind of interacting with her. They're not like pushing her around that much. You're able to see a man sitting at a table. You're able to see he's very small. He's a gnome. And you're able to watch, like, you see him with, like, a small little, like, plank of wood. He seems to be, like, carving something away. You'd be able to recognize, oh, this guy's probably like a carpenter or some kind of, like, whittler or something like that. And oddly enough, you see a bowl of lemons cut in half right next to him that he picks up and goes and sucks the lemon down just raw. And as he pulls the lemon away, his lips are...
You're not getting that, scurvy.
His lips are completely puckered into what would be the mouth equivalent of a fist. And the last thing that you guys are able to see, standing tall above everybody, taking up like an entire main section of the bar due to his height and his width, you are able to see a centaur. More specifically, a unicorn centaur with a horn coming out of the top of his head. It's a fantasy world. This shit happens. It's okay. It's a pirate world. It also might not be. Okay, we'll get into that a little bit later. You're able to see that his horse half is a just dark brown with a tan tail. Nothing exceptional there. And then from the human half up, from the waist up, you see it is a light-skinned human. With a green coat that has blue lining, a big black like tri-corner hat. He has a lasso on one hip and a dagger on the other. And then coming out of this like human's shaved head, coming out of his forehead, you see a golden horn, like just coming out of his head. and these are the people that you see. And Pierre comes in. Okay, Hathor, you walk yourself in. You make this announcement. Everybody kind of goes back, and immediately you see this puckered lips dude, this woman wearing all brown, and this centaur all look over to you, and their focus is on you. What do you do?
I want to go right up to that centaur. I want to hop up onto the bar right next to him, cross my legs, and say, "Hey there, sailor."
So now I'm gonna make a history check for this guy because again, if you don't know him, that doesn't mean that he doesn't know you. So we're gonna see.
That's fine. Come on.
It's gonna be a 10 or high. He's a pirate.
It's gonna be like a 9 because I'm so.
He gets a +0. We're gonna see
Because
if
you're
this dude
so-
can get a 10 or above.
I'm
Very.
so.
10 or above. Okay. This guy, so again, super, because I mean, like, it's a horse and then a human torso. So you hop up onto the bar, and this guy still looks down at you, and this guy goes, "Well, my eyes might be deceiving me. Hathor, be that you?" And this guy seemingly recognizes you.
Never mind, I'm not gonna ask you that question.
Well, think about it. Does Hathor
Have I?
Does Hathor forget people?
100%.
100%. But would I forget this?
I don't feel like Hathor discriminates that much.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say like 80% chance yes, but there is still like you're like it would be very rare if no, but there's a possibility. We just had a whole conversation in half sentences.
Truly, because we would have fully gotten demonetized on YouTube. She will just grin and beam and like lean back, catch a what are they called? The cups. What are the cups called?
Like a horn
flagon.
cup?
Tankard?
A flagon, yeah, that's what it
Tankard.
is. A tankard, that also works,
So
yeah.
lean back, clap it, and then knock it against his and say, "Buy a drink for a pretty girl?"
Well, I'd happily steal one
Listen.
for you. And he reaches back. The bartender, you were able to, as you lean back to kind of just like grab that glass, you see the bartender is fully like on their knees, like cowering away from these people. And as he like kind of reaches down and grabs just a, I mean, he's gonna grab a, it's a 7. Just a.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, you
You're
were more
good.
than okay, my
You're
guy.
just in time. Hathor's gonna fuck a horse.
A centaur! A centaur! We need to make it very clear!
So, like, if you, because a conversation needs to be had about the ergonomics of that, of how strange it, okay, everyone's like hiding.
I messed up our little kid.
It's okay, I'll get it all fixed
You're all
up.
good.
Totally fine.
We'll take just a quick break. And I needed to, oh my god, have I told you guys the story about the, oh my god, what was his, I forget his name, but it was a Spanish conquistador who,
Did he fuck a horse?
No, he didn't. But one of the, so it was during like one of like, so it was a trip into Mexico, I think, or like somewhere like maybe like South America, and everyone's so little now, it's hard to know where cameras need to go.
Oh my god, Darby grew.
3 sizes that day. And the Spanish conquistador, what he did was he thought that the natives were like afraid of horses and cannons for some reason, and so what he did during negotiations, he got a mare, like a female horse. No, sorry. He got a female horse that was in heat and hitched it to a post, and then got a and then took the horse away, and then got a male horse that then like sensed the female's like pheromones, and then had a complete political negotiation with the Aztec diplomats. And so the whole, because he was like trying to intimidate them, and he was like, "Oh, the horse seems so angry with you," and I would have to imagine the Aztecs were like, "Why does it have such a raging erection? What is the problem with this horse?"
The Aztecs being like, do the horses get war horny too? Jesus Christ!
And then I think this is good for you, Tony. Perfect. And then is
Wait,
there another zoom?
He's Hathor.
I know. Hold on. Oh, wait.
Two Tonys.
Dude, Tony,
Tony,
they're
you're so
multiplying.
hot.
All right, Tony, you gotta fuck a centaur. You got it, bud.
Oh,
I should have known that in the sex campaign, just having a centaur would make things immediately weird.
Wait, did you establish is the human half has the unicorn horn?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it'd be kind of
Where
weird.
would it be otherwise?
I don't know.
Oh, he's got that golden horn, all right.
Yay, yo! I would have definitely remembered him then.
20 seconds. Ride the bull.
Oh,
I
fuck.
don't like that.
You started it. Oh my god. Because usually centaur half horse, half human, cut and dry, but a half human, half unicorn.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Is the horn here or is it here?
No, well, it's coming out out of it's like in the middle. It's like here.
Okay.
It's
You're
like
a freak.
I love. There are vampires in this world, and you were just talking to Aleshi, and Sherry's like, time to be racist.
Kate thinks he's a freak.
I'm just thinking of. Have you guys seen the clip from the Roll20 campaign with Becca Scott where she played a centaur?
I have
And
not. No.
She had 2 vaginas.
Oh yes. No. Yep.
I take out
What
a candle.
the fuck?
I take out a candle. Where did that candle come from? I'll never tell. Wink.
Okay. Never mind. I don't think it's a freak anymore. I looked up pictures and I can wrap my head around it now.
You're a freak. You're not normal.
Why do you have a horn, loser?
Oh my gosh.
Also, it's literally made out of gold. Like that's pretty fucking interesting. Okay. Tony, how's your day, by the way?
My day was good. I started reading Gravity's Rainbow a few days ago, and it's very confusing and weird, but it's fun.
Okay. Well, shout out to all the Gravity's Rainbow.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the Gravity Rainbow fans out there.
Mm.
Yes. With a quick check-in. Tony, you ready to play some D&D?
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, are you ready to hop into Blurso mode? Because Blurso
I'm always
is
in Blurso mode.
because Blurso wakes up from a nap on his stallion, looks over, and is able to see the entire crew walking into this beachside tavern. What would Blurso do?
He would quickly and enthusiastically follow.
Quickly, Blurso, as you walk in, you come to the same just sight as everybody else, and you see a combination of anxious and nervous village people, not the YMCA people. I mean, like people who live in a village.
The immediate.
And you're able to see. You're also able to see pirates, just pirates having a raucous, drunken time. Hawthor having hopped up onto the bar with Cherie, Cass, and that blue-toed woman whose name we now know as Pyrrha, walking in as Pyrrha seemingly has a weapon drawn. Blurso, what do you do?
Aw, dang. Do I see any of the rest of the party or just Hathor?
Yeah, so you're coming up from behind Cherie, Cass, and Pyrrha, this black-haired woman.
All right, I guess I will just join whichever bit of the friend group is where most of the friend group is.
Okay, so you walk
Like
Nice.
in Cherry and Cass.
Pyrrha turns around and looks at you. She has a dagger in hand and goes, "What is your name?"
My name is Blorso.
So, what do you
is
do?
your name?
What do you do?
Well, in the moment, I guess I go adventuring and look for a castle, but I used to be a sommelier. What do you do?
Me, I'm a fisherwoman and I'm a sailor. Shake my hand, and she puts out her hand to you.
Alrighty, I shake your hands. And what's your name?
My name is Pyrrha. My name is Pyrrha Echo. I am the head fisherwoman of this town, and we are going to get these pirates out of here. And give me a quick athletics check as you shake this woman's hand.
Oh, I forgot to pull up.
You are all good.
SpongeBob, you gotta ask him a question first.
Oh god, I didn't pull up my character sheet.
SpongeBob.
You need to beat an 11 for an athletics check.
Stop dating Ariana Grande.
You think as I do that, I'm like, oh, these pirates don't look like they're bothering anybody.
Moss, we have to talk about that at the break.
You say, she looks. Give me that. What'd you get for that athletics check?
8.
You got an 8. She got an 11. So she like fully like kind of shakes your body around, and you see her eyes narrow as she now has a certain assumption about you in her head.
All right.
And she looks to you and goes, "They just threw me out of a fucking window. What do you mean they're not bothering anybody? My people are scared in here."
You look fine.
Shut. Are you with me or with them?
I don't love taking sides. I gotta be real.
Coward. Fuck you. And she turns back to.
Can I?
Yes.
While he's reaching for it, can I grab his wrist and just pull his hand to my thigh and be like, "Well, why do we gotta steal? Why can't we just?"
No.
Have you been going? Has it been a hard time for you lately?
Right, then it's been honestly, it's been a pretty hard time, I would say. I'm trying to get this guy's voice down as I'm doing it. And also, Hawthor, just to buy me more time, you then realize that, because like, I think Hawthor has a pretty good memory for people. For you not to remember this guy, it had to be pretty unexceptional. I'll just say that to you.
Okay. Yeah, that cools it a little bit.
As he like grabs onto your like thigh, basically, as you put your hand, as you put his hand there. As he goes,
I'm like holding it so he can't go any higher or like.
Yes,
lower.
yeah. He doesn't do anything like horrendous because.
No. I know. I'm
We're
just
pirates,
fully
not
having control over him.
We're
so,
pirates, not monsters. I agree. And
women's rights.
he goes, "Oh, it's been a rough go of it these past few days, honestly, and well, we're not looking to stay around here any longer than we have to."
I'm just confused. Because I know we're pirates, but when we arrive in harbor and we're not flying our flags, we're just sailors.
You've always had a smarter mind than I. The main issue here is, well, to be frank with you, Hawthor, because you can understand the blow to a captain's ego this may be, we're kind of trapped here. We're marooned.
Ah.
That's the issue. And at this point, Pierre is going to speak up, dagger in hand, and go, "Who here wants to fight me?" And just fully just like be like, look to Jammin and go, "You bitch! You threw me out of a window!" And just kind of like threaten him with a dagger as she walks up to you and tries to interfere in this conversation.
What's his name? What's his name?
Give me a history check. See if you can remember.
19.
19. You would actually know this guy. You're like.
It was almost a 1.
You're like, thigh grab, horse guy, horn.
Could be anybody.
Jammin. You know his name as Captain Jammin Horngold. Oh, excuse me.
Horngold?
Horngold. Jammin, Jamin, and then Horngold, Horngold. As Pierre walks up, and the rest of you can fully like intervene now as like the pirate crew goes, "Hooray!" And even in a drunken state, like you're able to hear as you hear flintlocks drawn, blades are drawn as well, as it seems like a fight is almost imminent.
Can I jump in between them and be like, listen, we don't need to ruin the vibe here, but it's also important to know when we've overstayed our welcome.
Jammin looks past you and to Pyrrha and goes, "Oi, we understand. So when any of these sailors want to go and fix our ship, then we can be on our merry way. Isn't that right, Pyrrha?" And Jammin winks at Pyrrha. And Pyrrha immediately pushes into your hand and is basically, if not for your arm blocking her, would try to stab Jammin.
Can I lean over to like whisper in her ear and be like, "He's a prick, but he's not. Listen, your blade, don't dirty your blade with him." I want to whisper that in her ear.
Pyrrha kind of whispers into your ear and goes, "Have you forgotten that he threw me out of a window? Has that already?"
Yeah. It's kind of standard where I'm from, but...
Yeah, it's not standard from here. I know exactly where you're from. That is not normal here. With all of that, does anybody else here say anything? Any questions to be asked?
I do want to ask Captain Jammin, what exactly is even wrong with your ship?
Jammin looks over to you, kind of like horn turns, and you're able to hear as he fully like walks past Allatour. You kind of like keep Pyrrha back, and fully like towering over you, Cass, like looks down at you and goes, "Hi, you're a pretty one, aren't you? Fancy armor too.
But huh?
Fancy armor too.
I suppose. I keep it well.
And what would your name be?"
You may call me the Honorable Viscount Castellano Alwyn Pavel.
We're gonna shorten that down a bit, but I'll engage with your title. All right, Honorable. Here's the problem that we have. He's a pirate. He's largely uneducated. As your first name is Honorable. As he looks down to you and goes, "My crew and I have been beset upon by a race of shrimp people. Some kind of crustacean, maybe not shrimp, maybe some kind of crustacean. They look like shrimp enough to me. And as we were just calmly patrolling the coastline, they started taking our ship apart from the bottom up. Stopped us dead in our track. I would imagine the bilge is maybe 6-7 foot high at this point. And after that was stopped, they began coming on board and taking our crew away from us. And at that point, we just had to get to the rowboats, come to shore, and now we're here."
I see. Well then I'll turn to Pyrrha and say, well, obviously, okay, perhaps they have not been of model manners during their stay, but obviously there are extenuating circumstances. They'd clearly leave if they could. Let's see if we can work this out.
Pyrrha straight up looks at you, Cass, and goes, "If you wish to help these people, I am not going to stop you. But I will not waste my time, my energy, or my honor assisting pirates." And she spits on the floor.
Well, luckily for you and for these ruffians, we are on a journey on behalf of the king and queen of Castle Untre to travel Allatour and ease the unrest of these times, and helping take these people off your hands, I believe, falls under that umbrella. So perhaps there's something we can do for you.
Pyrrha looks to you, and you guys realize a potential downside of the note that you received as Pyrrha looks to you, and all the townsfolk, her being here now, they all clearly have a sign of like respect for her, as she just looks at you, Cass, she looks at you, Sherry, she looks at you, Allatour, and you, Blur, and goes, to be honest with you, I don't give a shit really who you represent. It is simply the matter of whether or not you can help me now. And so you can be descended from the heavens, but if these people do not leave soon, there's going to be more problems. Understood?
Crystal.
Okay. She then looks over to Sherry and Blurso if you guys have anything to say to Jammin or to Pyrrha.
While Cass was talking, I was just standing behind him to look intimidating while he talked.
It's the reverse, but this way it actually works.
Yeah.
Pyrrha walks up to you, Sherry, and goes, "You would help us."
If you are respectful to my compatriots, then yes.
Give me a quick intimidation check.
With pleasure.
You got this, King. You got it.
She got a 7.
You got it.
What'd you get, Drew?
She got a 7.
Okay. I rolled a 7, but add 2, so I got a 9.
It is the least cool stare down of all time. As like Sherry, you have a bit of Pyrrha kind of gets like a hair in her mouth, and she goes, and you kind of have like a little, you have like a bit of a runny nose, and you kind of have to looking at each other, and Pyrrha goes,
Trying not to sneeze.
"Well then, as Cassiano mentioned, extenuating circumstances that can be arranged."
Very well. would you like these pirates out of your tavern?
I would like them. I would like them to stop hurting people more than anything else.
I think that can be arranged. I'll back up, unsheath my sword, and just clang it against the ground, which I imagine would make a loud noise.
Oh yeah, it goes, and everyone goes, and like turns over and like looks as steel has been drawn and a loud noise has been made.
As soon as it makes the noise, I sheath it back, and I raise my voice to say, if you are not from De La Colline and are actively causing harm to its civilians, I suggest you finish your rounds and leave with haste.
Give me an intimidation check with advantage.
With pleasure. There we go. Yeah. That's much better. Intimidation, you say? Dirty 20.
Yeah.
With a dirty 20, you watch as this like paper white-skinned like air genasi kind of gets up, and you're able to hear like again like just brown everything, and she goes, "Everyone, leave bar now. Not welcome here." And then it seems like at this person talking, it was not even Jammin saying this. Everyone goes, and they all start like, speaking like like the thieves' cant of the arbor as they all.
I know that.
As like, I'll finish my drink outside. Then I'll get myself up to the knees in the waves. And then they all kind of get up and they all start leaving the tavern. As this which sure I think all of you would know this accent. A Frisianen woman with her accent. This woman clad in brown walks out behind them, making sure they're all gone, along with the puckered lips dude who exits.
Can I? How long is Jammin's hair?
Jammin, I'll say I'll do a quick. Okay, like it's like a short kind of like buzzed haircut. There's not like a lot of hair.
No, let it be long. Let it be long.
No.
Oh, got a tail.
Fuck.
He's got a tail. He's got a tail.
He's got a tail?
He does have a tail, yes.
Can I wrap my hand, in a gentle fist around the hair of his tail and bring him to a halt and be like, we'll talk in a little bit, and then smack him on the ass and let him go.
Okay, I'm just gonna make a quick D20
You're gonna
roll.
get bucked.
You're
gonna get kicked in the face.
I'm to the side. I'm not in behind him.
That is an 18. He has full control over his body. He does not kick back at you as you.
I remember what he likes.
And you hear him in a human voice go, "No!" And he trots his way out, out of the tavern. These guys are freaks. they are.
All the freaks.
These guys are decrepit. It's like, again, we are not in the arbor. This is weird. If we were in the arbor, it'd be like Tuesday. Like you know what I'm talking about? This is only weird because of the lenses we are viewing it through.
Yes.
You met a guy. Hey, Craig the Meat Man is somewhere in the arbor, and that's normal. That is a normal thing. And Jammin.
Hey, Craig.
And so now,
we went to a wedding together.
Pira. Okay, so everybody leaves with the puckered lips dude as well, and now you guys are just in this bar with the townsfolk and Pira, and the townsfolk will kind of get up and go, oh, thank you, and they become like, they thank you specifically, Sherry, being like for motivating them to get out of there. So
I just like kind of don't really acknowledge them and because she's uncomfortable with the attention. just like mutter something like, oh, no trouble. Just have it help.
What did you say?
No trouble. Have it help.
Pierre looks over to you and goes, huh?
No trouble. Happy to help.
We appreciate it. And then Pira goes and begins helping her people clean up the bar with broken chairs and flipped tables and shattered glasses everywhere.
Can I get an insight check on Jammin's story about the crustacean people? Like, was he telling the truth?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Ooh.
That's a 14.
It's a 14. I'll stay with a 14 because of how suddenly all of this like kind of happened. Of like the conversation, Hawthor slapping on the ass, everybody kind of leaving. There's more details that haven't been picked up yet. But you don't get the sense that like, I mean, Sherry, just from your mindset, on the one hand, if guards, like if Allatour military or law enforcement knew that these people were here, they'd all be dead. And so there isn't like a huge motivation for them to stay here. On the other hand, because of your personal experience, they are pirates. And there is a certain duplicitous nature there. Make sense?
I turn to Pierre and I say, now that it is a better atmosphere, perhaps you'd like to more easily communicate what it is you need from us.
Pyrrha looks to you and goes, the only problem that I have is the fact that these people are here. It matters not to me how they are removed. If they are killed, fine. If they are arrested, fine. If they go back to their ship, fine. If they drown in a storm, fine. I do not care. I care that they are here and that they are causing problems, and we do not have the weaponry or fighting people to make them leave.
I see.
And Sherry, this is like a direct. You're recognize like this is a woman of. She's very curt. She is not like she like the respect that she has is very clearly earned in this position. And you're like, this is kind of like how I talk. This is like
It's like looking in a mirror.
a shorter, less buff mirror.
Yeah, exactly. It's like looking.
And then
It's like looking in a college dorm room's mirror.
She says that to you guys. Any other comments? Any other questions for her?
Do you have any knowledge of these so-called shrimp people? Have you dealt with anything like this before?
So if you asked, I'm gonna make a quick roll for her. I'm gonna see if she has any history of these things that she can give you. In all honesty, as we have been sailing around sometimes, fishing or collecting oysters as we are diving, sometimes we see these figures deeper in. There's a coral reef about half a mile off of this place, which we sometimes dive for if we are spear fishing for larger, larger hauls back to the village. But sometimes we see just kind of in the distance, there are figures that move throughout the different kind of coral caves. I can't say we've ever had any interaction with them. We thought they were just making it up, but there may be something in the reef. But if it is there, it's never attacked our ships. It's never attacked any of our divers. So I could not say.
Do you have any means by which we might borrow or rent in order to get on the sea, get out to the ship?
You may take a rowboat if you wish. One would fit all four of you comfortably.
Good to know.
If there are no other questions for this woman, perhaps we should leave her and her people and gather more information from these pirates.
A good idea.
Mr. Brumperdinger, do you have any questions for Miss Echo?
Yeah, well, at this point, I'm thinking to myself, like, I wanted to befriend the pirates. So I guess
they're
I
just
look
outside.
down and I'm like, no, I don't.
Very nice.
Very well. We will do our best.
Looks to you, Sherry, specifically, and goes, I trust you. And then goes back, and she begins checking on each of the people in the bar to make sure they're okay.
I will turn and head outside to go talk to some pirates.
Excellent. Heel turn. Anybody else? Everybody else go? Anything else to do in this bar?
If I could grab a glass of wine.
There is so much just shit scattered around. Cass, you're able to see a half tipped over like bottle of wine with like half of its contents spilled out. Looks relatively recently spilled.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
you're able to take it and begin drinking. Blurso, give me a perception check.
Wine ghost.
Wine ghost?
Wine
Am I drinking a wine ghost?
That is an unnatural 1.
Unnatural one.
Yeah, I
This is the
rolled a
best kind.
2, and I have a -1, so it's 1.
Literally, quite honestly, you're like, oh god, is there gonna be more wine ghost stuff? It's just a puddle of wine. There's nothing weird going on at all. Okay, that's it. I wasn't gonna say anything else. You okay with that? Have I shocked you into silence by saying that everything is normal?
I suppose.
Okay.
I'm just trying to mind game, like, why did he ask me to roll perception?
What are you hiding?
You'll find out eventually.
My
As you
character
guys,
doesn't know anything, so shit already.
exactly, yeah. Sometimes wine is just wine. You've been drinking it your whole life. As
I'm
you
getting poisoned.
You're getting possessed by a wine ghost.
we were poisoning ourselves. We were.
For
We're
fun.
so just stiff and says, might I interest you in a nice Merlot?
As you guys are able to walk out of the tavern, unless there's anything else that wants to be done.
Yeah.
Perfect. As you guys are able to walk out, you are able to see the village is structured in a way where most of the buildings are, I would say, maybe 50 yards away from the coastline, because, if there's a storm, you don't want your house getting blown away, obviously. Most of them are stilted. Some are situated directly on the earth, where that kind of curved, like, land barrier leading further inland is. But for the ones that are closest to the beach, you guys are able to see that these pirates, and honestly, I'm just gonna roll to see how many are just like right here. You're able to see about 20, maybe like 23 people. Some scattered in the water, some just sitting in the sand. Some have climbed up onto the roofs of these houses and are like doing jigs. You see one guy like and just fall down the roof and kind of like puff into the sand. And these guys, you're able to see Jammin and the woman in brown and this like puckered lip dude. They're kind of like sticking together and just kind of like walking on the beach, like kind of trotting along.
Lady Hathor, we will refer to you. These are your people.
My people. What an interesting phrase. And she'll just hop on her broom and she'll fly on down. Slowly. She won't like leave the group, but
Okay, excellent. And as you guys can like see all these like piratey shenanigans, are there any thoughts from any of the people here that would be like, so like, Cherie, Cass, and Blur, like as you kind of like see like Cherie, I'd say you probably have the most familiar things with this pirate culture and kind of like the strange ways that these people act. Any thoughts there from you, Cherie?
I would say even though she's familiar, she's never experienced it to this degree, so it's all very new for her. And so I think that's why Pyrrha was kind of like a breath of fresh air, because even though she is like from like a sailor's background, she does still have that like orderliness that Cherie is used to. So now like walking out, she feels very much in uncharted waters.
Okay.
But I think of the three that you named, she's probably most drawn to the Aragenasi woman in brown, because she seemed the most sophisticated from the one time that she spoke, because she listened to her.
Okay. Completely understood, and you can definitely talk to the woman in brown soon if you wish. I just kind of go around the table and say, Cass, any initial reaction to you were in the arbor? What do you think about these people being here?
There is, with any one of the arbor and the pirates, a certain amount at first of they're so messy and so dirty. But there is also a, it's probably like kind of the opposite side of the same coin of what Cassiano is familiar with, but there is a certain like kinship that he finds in like the rowdiness and the party of it all. But there's something about like just how batshit pirates are, that throws a small wrench in the way that he likes to be aware of all the social dynamics. And so it's like, it's kind of like, I'm going to a great party, but also like an effort to kind of take everything in because he feels like he's missing something a little bit.
It's like one of those parties in real world where it's like I got invited to a party. Holy shit, there's Coke here. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, it's like I didn't know it was gonna be this one.
Like, party, I'm out of my element.
Yes. And Blurso. And again, I'll say that you guys are just kind of like approaching. Like, I mean, you can approach wherever you want to approach. You guys are like on the beach now. Blurso, any thoughts? Is this your first time seeing pirates? Is a great question to ask.
Probably, yeah.
Then what is Blur's
Unless
initial
they're,
reaction
like,
to this?
super common around this whole country.
Yeah, they're and like I was like you were raised and they were the villains of a lot of the books that you read of like because you know there's a piracy problem with this nation being a mercantile kind of like sophisticated wealthy nation. Is there any reaction to seeing these people for the first time in person?
Honestly, if they looked like stereotypical like fantasy pirates, I'm probably mostly just like admiring their fits and like low-key thinking like, dang, I kind of want to be them.
You kind of want to be a pirate, okay? Very interesting.
Like, low-key in out of character in my head, I'm balancing the pros and cons of what if I just abandoned the party and joined this pack of pirates? How much would that ruin the game for everyone?
You want to get
I don't
crazy?
think I'm going to do that.
How crazy you want to get, Tony?
I don't think I'm going to do that, but I'm considering.
We will see if you have a choice in the matter when we get far enough in this quest, okay? We'll see what's up. But that's a story for another day. With that, as you guys kind of as kind of like internal thoughts of everybody, Hawthorne, as you're kind of flying towards Jammin, of course, these are your people. The thoughts are probably being evident, but what is going through Hawthorne's mind?
Hathor is like a little bit sorry, I looked over and just saw Kate fucking ready to go.
Ready?
Go on.
Oh, God.
Don't mind me.
I didn't know it was that fascinating. Hathor is, well, she's like, God fucking damn it, he's so mediocre, like, gotta turn heel and find somebody else, you know, because I'm not wasting my time on that. My time is precious. But she's also just, like, finding it really, really fascinating to be on the other side of the coin, where, like, this isn't normal for people. Because this is how she grew up. This is all, like, this is everything, you know? This is a normal Tuesday for her, usually. And, being on the other side of the coin, where, like, and it's interesting to her to, like, see regular people's view of, like, what piracy is to them, rather than, like, stuffy, buttoned up, like, orderly bureaucrats, you know, it's everyday people. And she really doesn't care if Pyrrha respects her. Okay. She really doesn't give a shit. She's, where she comes from, your respect is earned, and, you know, it's fine if it's actually, I think, a little bit weirder to her to have people like be able to hand out a piece of paper out and be like, oh, you're so great, you're so good. She's like, I haven't fucking done shit or fuck for you. Like, what are you doing? This is a paper. Half the people where I come from can't fucking read this shit. They'd use it to wipe their ass. Like, she's...
Simpleton is disgusting.
But she's definitely, like, I don't know, she's finding it interesting, the cognitive dissonance that's in her head right now between what pirates are to her and what pirates are to the rest of the world and stuff.
Okay.
She's playing with that in her head.
Incredibly fascinating mindsets from each of you. As you are on the beach again, soft sand underneath your feet, and you have the entire just pirate collection before you. Who wants to chat to who? Any more questions that want to be asked?
Did we get a sense of who like the captain of the ship was?
Oh, it's Jammin. Jammin is the captain. Yes.
Okay, okay. I will still go up to the Genasi woman.
Okay. So Genasi woman. Where does everybody else go? Just so I can kind of have like a roadmap.
I'll come with Cherie to hear what the Air Genasi woman has to say.
Okay.
Yeah. If I can, if that's all right.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Blurso, Hawthor, anybody in particular?
Hathor will. Now that she's kind of like gotten Jammin's number, she's like, whatever, dude. So she's gonna talk to the gnome.
Okay, the gnomish dude, and then Blurso, where are you going?
I'm probably just following the rest of the party.
Okay.
The best that I can.
Not a problem. So we'll say, so it's gonna be gnomish guy. I'll say Jammin kind of like. He like picks up his face. He goes for a quick like stroll down the beach basically, and so it is the it is the gnomish and the
Gets
woman.
walkies.
It's the gnomish and the woman in brown both together as Jammin kind of like trots off that you guys are able to approach. Who would like to speak first? Just speak up.
Excuse me,
Duh.
I say to the Genasi woman.
The woman in brown kind of turns to you and goes, duh.
I am sorcery of House LaCroix. You commanded respect over the people in that tavern. May I ask your name?
She looks to you and she just goes, Brown Sally, quartermaster.
Brown Sally.
But it's not as good as
It's
Brown.
not as good as Brown.
Brown.
I like color brown.
I can tell. Would you mind explaining more of how you and yours ended up in this village?
Sailing around coast. Give me one second. Give me a quick insight check. I'm gonna give a deception roll very fast.
Cass, you want to help me?
I would love to help you.
It's gonna be a 15.
You. That's cracked. What'd you say? Insight?
Yep, you gotta beat a 15.
16.
16? What Brown Sally says to you is she goes, sailing coast, came around to a mile away from shore, was attacked by shrimp people, now here, drinking, now on beach, feet are wet. And Sherry, as someone who's like, because again, you are able to recognize this woman and be like, okay, very cut and dry, very kind of to the point, and you're able to notice a little bit of hesitation between sailing the coast and shrimp people attacked, and you realize that she intentionally left something out. Lying does not come second nature to this woman, and she's withholding information from you.
I'll just lean in closer to her and say, while I carry the title of a very noble house of this country, I am not their acting law and order. You can be frank with me.
Give me a persuasion roll. And actually, you know what? Give it to me with advantage because you've already established that was like a very, like, you know, you know how to speak to this person.
Persuasion?
Yes.
That's another 16.
16? I was gonna say you gotta beat a 13. Perfect. She looks to you again. You tall, imposing, strong figure. You can't really see much. Her coat's like very like kind of puffy now. You can't really see like a lot of like what her specialties might be. But she looks to you and goes, "I understand. A woman of direct nature. And she kind of like looks back and forth and goes, we found ship that was damaged. There was crew on it. We got crewmates off of the ship. We gave them a robot. We sent them to shore. We took what was on ship. What was on ship is now on our ship. Getting ship back important.
And what was on their ship?
Ore, gemstones. We are thinks for a second and goes, not good with names. Jammin, powder boy for Gilligan, needed ores and things for the collection. Bounty on them.
Sorry, bounty on Jammin?
Give me, everybody here, Hawthorne with advantage, please give me a quick history check to figure out what exactly Brown Sally just said. To see if you have any knowledge on it. And I'll say, actually, you know what, Cass, you can give it to me with advantage as well, because you were there for a not insignificant amount of time, yes.
But just so I have it clear, she said Jammin is a powder boy for Gilligan.
Yes.
What else did she say?
She said bounty on ore.
Bounty on ore, got it. History?
Yes. I'm gonna say you guys gotta beat I'm gonna say it's gonna be a 13.
I got a 16.
16?
I got an 8.
8.
I forget
13.
And then what'd you get, Blur?
characters here or not, but 19.
19. And Cass, trying to find any semblance of order, like, you did not have the bandwidth to dig through the chaos to find the through lines that connected that world that you were in. And so you're like... Because, like, and even if somebody told you, you were like, yep, that makes sense to you. Super cool, dude. Like, in a very different way.
It's like,
Blur, so
fake pirate laws, right?
It's kind of an oxymoron, pirate laws. But Blur, so you would remember this from stories that you read when you were younger, or just from, like, just tales told by sailors that kind of got into the arbor and kind of got what they needed to do done and then kind of got out. And sure, you would know this because you have traveled the world and you are familiar. And even if you were not directly within the city, you certainly did your research on the arbor, absolutely. And you got and Hawthorne, obviously you would know this because obviously you guys would know that the way the structure of the arbor works is the head rolls do not run each district simply with employees, because again, the way the arbor and the palm operates, they don't have a lot of ways of producing their own materials. Like wood and food isn't that difficult, but things like research, documentation, magical items, magical scrolls, different medical technology, medical practices, things like ore and rock. They just don't really have a lot of like access to this. And so what happens is each of the head rolls have powder boys. What powder boys are is they are selected members, like basically like very reputable pirate captains that are given bounties with very high rewards, not on people but on supplies. And so hypothetically speaking, it's like, so for Gilligan puts bounties out on gemstones and on stone ore because that's what he needs to make his district run. Another example would be Yasa Six Spirals for the partners puts bounties out on weapons and gunpowder. Egon Turris puts out bounties on gold. Ortux puts out bounties on books and just knowledgeable things. Talantis puts out bounties on medicine, and the list goes on from there. Wait, the list has one more. And Netlocks Morirak puts out bounties on things like wood or architectural documents. Make sense? Mm-hmm. And so what Brown Sally just told you is Jammin is a powder boy for Gilligan, and there's currently a bounty for what's on the ship. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say I would love to know what poor soul is Morirak's intern. All of theirs, actually.
Oh
yeah, yes, Miss Morirak. I'll get more wood. Well, you know, Morirak would be the boss who like makes you get her coffee for the first 9 months of like your job, and then like will call you at ungodly hours to be like, do this minor like menial thing for me right now.
I need you to pick up my dry cleaning. It's like, it's 3 a.m. What the?
If you really, and she'd be the one to be like, if you really want this job, you know.
I noticed Netlocks wasn't oiled today. You didn't tell me to come in. But yes, I did.
You told me never to touch Netlocks. What are you talking about?
Yes, I did.
But yeah, and so you guys are able to understand what Brown.
All our employees like.
Just fucking just like clatter. Yes, ma'am. But yes, so you guys know what Brown Sally was talking about. Cass, you're the only person that's a little bit confused by that. You're like a bounty on rocks. What the? Okay.
Like,
these pirates are fucking weird.
idiots.
Satisfied with what Brown Sally's told me, I will forget that Cass is there and like jump a little bit.
Hi.
Sherry jump would be very funny to see.
It's not even jump. It's just like a like her shoulders go up slightly.
It's the Dwight Schrute and what's her name?
Yeah, and Angela. Fuck. But she'll relay that to Cass and say, she's a very hard person to crack. Feel free to ask her. Perhaps you will have more luck than I will.
Brown Sally, was it?
Duh.
The Honorable Viscount Cassiano Alwyn Favel. It's a pleasure.
Honor.
Of course. So the people on board this damaged ship, are they with your crew now, or did they continue on their way?
The people on board, no, they go on way. We give
Could
them...
you... No, go.
No. You.
Could you describe them for me?
Give me a quick... They're not... Brown Sally doesn't have a lot going on upstairs. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
It's a nat 20.
Oh no!
Yeah!
Brown Sally goes...
Browns have a lot going upstairs.
I'm gonna make a quick Anne Juliet reference. Just looks at you and goes, they said they were part of the boys.
Boys. Part of the boys. I haven't seen that show. I don't know what that means.
She goes, D-O-B-O-A-S. I am impressed that I could do that. I don't even know that I could read. And you realize that these people don't speak Allatour, and she just spelled out Dubois.
Oh.
Because you guys remember what district you're in right now. Oh, sorry, what area that is under control. And so she basically just said, like, you know, yeah, it's Dubois people.
I see. Interesting. That is a big help, Brown Sally. Thank you very much.
That was helpful.
And these shrimp people that were taking apart your ship. How did it in what way were they doing so? Was it a magic of sort? Were they eating it? Did they have tools?
I was checking around ship when they came on last time, and what happened was I noticed some of them on side of ship, and they would use their many leggy things, and they would take board and rip it and then fall back into ocean. And there was and also, by the way, we lost like 6 people to them.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Brown Sally.
That was okay. Did not like them that much. Less people, easier to feed other people.
Congratulations.
They shouldn't. I'm gonna make a quick check just to see if this is gonna be important.
Oh.
Brown Sally is not gonna mention a lot else. She goes. They came onto ship. They grab people. They throw up and then they go over ship.
They throw up.
They threw up. I don't know.
In response to anything, did they eat someone and then throw them up?
We don't smell
Or
good.
did it...
I don't know. Maybe they have strong sense of smell. I couldn't tell you.
They threw up. That feels important.
They threw up.
They threw up.
Mom, I flew up.
I'm a shrimp and I threw up.
They threw up onto your ship, or
Duh. Yes.
after they killed 6 of your people
They grab people. They throw up. They go overboard.
with the people.
Yes.
Did you see them kill the people, or were they just taken?
They go over a ship. They go underwater. People not come back up. People drown. Not everybody like Brown Sally. Brown Sally can hold breath for a long time. People that were taken were not Brown Sally.
Clearly.
Yes! Well,
I
Brown
imagine
Sally.
Cass and Hathor say it at the same time.
yeah.
Brown Sally here to stay.
Oh yeah. Well. Were they interested in the ore at all, or just perhaps you were did they seem territorial? Did they tell me, Brown Sally, in your own words, what you believe these shrimps were feeling in their hearts? At length.
No.
Excellent.
Brown
There we
Sally
go.
goes, I think not what shrimp want. I eat shrimp. I do not think about, oh, shrimp might have family. I go, I eat shrimp family, then I eat shrimp.
Delicious.
Very.
Brown Sally, would you classify these shrimp people as fey, fiendish, or undead?
Great question.
What are those 3 words and what do they mean?
I'm sorry I asked.
So, here, Sally.
Yes.
Brown Sally.
No.
Fiend. Pardoners. Think pardoners. Vibe they give off.
And immediately it's like Hawthorne knows how to communicate with each other. And so he goes, pardon, yes.
And, Faye.
Faye.
Think, do you know that one tavern where they give you gems? And there's that one dude there who, like, winks at you when you don't want him to. And he's just really bad at it. You know? Tourmaline. Do you know her?
Yes, lady with the yes, she has the
With
horn.
horns.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Many pretty. And
Yeah.
she like she opens up her jacket and like a little pocket is just filled with gemstones, like lining the
I
jacket.
will open a little pocket too, and I also have some gemstones as well.
You go to Tourmaline shop often when in Arbor.
I mean, hang on. Yes, it's in my district. So.
It is in your of course. And she takes out and she's like, would you be interested in trade gemstones?
Well, I'd be plenty interested in any kind of conversation with you, Brown Sally.
She kind of like looks at her. She looks at her gems and goes like, I'm trying to collect all dark brown. I have 1 light brown to trade. Would you want a light brown?
I would love it.
Do you have dark brown to trade?
But you know that one guy in the tavern, pointy ears.
We'll talk about the gems later, apparently. Yes, pointy ear man. Yes.
Yes, Faye.
Yes. Good man to lay with after a long ride. Yes.
See, I didn't get it that far from him. He was a little clingy.
It is good to be held. And the last one, undead.
Undead. You know that one time there was like a prank that somebody did where they pretended to be zombies?
At the festival,
During
yes.
that one full moon festival.
They scare a man goes blah, and I stab him in the heart, and they say
You were the one who stabbed Steven?
Steven. What did Steven tell you story? I don't think Steven was around to tell story if I stab him.
Oh, I helped bring Steven back to life.
Okay, I hope Steven learned lesson then.
He didn't. But think that.
I will stab him again, make more clear next time.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
But zombie
think
man.
that, but real.
Okay. So,
Any of that.
So you said Fae, Fiend, Undead?
Yes.
No.
Okay. I love how that
pointless
probably
conversation.
that took like
It
20
meant
minutes.
everything to me.
It was delightful.
Like again, we cut and like truly, it cuts from like you start talking and then it hard cuts. Everyone's like sitting in the sand except for you and Brown Sally. And Brown Sally's like, I get it. No, just a full shut down of that.
Cherie's just like
God
this.
damn it.
Thank you for the translation.
She didn't know. She doesn't know.
Yes, no, I heard. Honorable Viscount, do you have any questions for Brown Sally?
Kaziana's kind of like, shrimp people.
Yeah. Yes.
Can you draw them?
Oh.
She grabs the fucking. I'll make a quick. I guess just like what would I even roll for
Dexterity
this?
check.
Dex check for Brown Sally. Okay. She's an Argonaut. That actually isn't that bad.
He's gotta be dexterous.
Yeah.
She gets like a 14. She draws like.
Come on, Brown Sally.
Get it, girl.
Come on, Brown Sally.
She.
Come on, girl.
She's not an artist by any means, but she's able to draw the closest thing to like an anatomical shrimp that she can. But I will say from that, she hands that back over to you and goes, but now imagine like 5 feet long, like big shrimp. Very big.
Ooh. Incredible. Thank you so much.
Duh.
Blair, I'm so sorry. Blair, did you have any questions?
Brown Sally walks up to you, Blur, and puts a hand up and kind of like grabs the scruff of your beard.
I probably just stand there and stare at her.
She looks you right in the face and she goes, "Your beard brown.
Mm-hmm.
Your beard not shaven or kempt in any way.
Mm-mm.
That is good. Keep beard like this and Brown Sally happy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What is your name?
What was that last sentence?
What is name? What is your name?
Oh, I am Blorso Bumperdinger.
That is
Blur.
That is many.
It's close to brown.
Oh.
B is for Blur. B is also for Brown. I like the name Blur.
Oh, thank you. I like your name as well.
Thank you. Brown Sally liked this one.
Yay.
Brown Sally goes, now I'm going to go into water and wash clothing. Anything else needed from Brown Sally?
You've been most helpful, Brown Sally.
Duh, usually am. Going to water now. And Brown Sally, fully clothed, just wades into the water and disappears.
I would die for Brown Sally.
As would I.
With that, we still got the puckered lips, dude.
Right.
I changed my mind. I want to talk to Jammin. Sorry.
Because that Indian food's whipping my ass right now. Okay, so Jammin has turned about a mile away and is now trotting back towards you guys.
I would like to head him off a little bit and like talk in private.
Okay. You fly on your broom, and the puckered lips guy looks over and goes,
Can I help you, sir?
no.
What's your name?
Pat.
Matt?
What did you
Pat.
Pat?
Pat?
They call me puckered lips Pat.
Well, puckered lips, Pat. Do you have any unique insight into the shrimp people who attacked your ship?
He reaches into his bag, and he pulls out a whole lemon, and he
I
goes,
figured.
but he doesn't like lemons.
It's
They
for
didn't
the
like
scurvy.
As you call it, puckered lips Pat goes, Taco gets it. Yeah.
Can I have one?
Yeah. He hands you a lemon.
You.
It's a very fresh lemon.
Where did you get this?
Crate.
Crate? Did you steal it?
No.
Where did you get a crate of lemons from?
Home. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Come on.
How did the crate of lemons... Where was it before it was in your home?
Shop.
Shop. Okay. Okay. One final question. How many crates of lemons do you have in your home?
Many.
Okay. Great. I'm so glad we got to have this talk, puckered lips, Pat.
We do.
Yeah.
Want to join the
I am the Honorable Viscount Cassiano Owen Pavel, don't forget it.
Honorable Viscount Cassiano Wowan Pavel III?
That's the one!
I'm gonna do a quick check for puckered lips Pat. He goes, I've heard about you.
Good things, I hope.
Yeah. And he voids into the water. He just goes and he just leaves. Wow, that
Good.
was hard for me to get through. That
Good
was
talk. Adding to my inventory,
one lemon.
lemon. The shrimp didn't like it.
The shrimp did not like lemons.
Shrimp did not like it.
Pucker goes Pat. And as Hawthor, you are whipping it over towards Jammin, who is riding towards you. You guys are able to meet up and have a conversation in private. We'll get to that after a little bit of a break. Sound good?
Sure thing.
Okay.
I would
that
die for
horse.
We all having a good time?
He's a
NPCs, you
centaur!
are hitting it out of the park with all these NPCs today.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my god. Just holy shit, dude.
I-
Pucker lips Pat. I had to mute myself because I was like scream laughing.
I'm so glad. Yeah, I truly was like, yeah, like this is because the arbor is like truly like it's become so serious with like so lit. Like, you know, there's still chaos, but like every single one of the people, it's like these NPCs are like to be taken seriously. I'm like, there's also a lot of like just dumb people here too. Like it can just be funny. So I'm glad if you had to choose one between Brown Sally and Pucker Lips Pat, who you choosing?
Oh, Brown Sally all the way.
Yeah.
Pucker lips
gotta be
Pat.
Sally.
You kidding me? His mouth is ready for kisses.
Why are you going after Jammin when this guy's lips are ready for a kiss? They're puckered
He's
and
also
ready.
so small. He's like 2.5 feet
So?
tall.
So?
I'm just mentioning it. I'm not saying that's bad.
I'm
King.
flexible.
Yeah. But with that, yeah, we're doing a quick break and then we will be back. So everybody's having a good time. Much love. We will see you guys soon. And we're back. Kwaja. All right,
I'm
cool.
eating on camera. No!
It's Jesus Christ. What will the nuns say?
Oh well.
I'll just,
going
I'll just
to
write it
tell
down.
the
Brown,
church.
Brown Sally can get it. I'm just gonna make that known right now.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever asked her why everything's brown.
She
I will later.
Okay,
It's her
got it.
favorite color.
Okay, so yeah, it is her favorite color, yeah. No one asked. I was gonna say no one asked Pucker Lips Pat why his name was Pucker Lips Pat, but people did ask him, and he did tell you, so that mystery is
Yeah.
solved. Congrats, Scooby Gang, good job.
I mean, it was pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
2024 for what? Like president?
Yeah.
captain.
Elections were a thing on pirate ships.
Yeah. Everyone vote Brown Sally.
I wish to depose Jammin. He is gold, I am brown. Woo! Just applause, more applause. Pinocchio from Never After.
And she's so
Come
right.
on, bring it home. Just fully.
Slow clap.
Yes, I am Brown Sally. I wear everything brown. I dye hair brown.
He dyes it.
Yeah, she dyes her hair brown.
For her.
Good for her.
Air Genasi usually don't have like colored hair, like besides like blue, like shades of like blue basically or white. Okay, so we can hop right back in. Hawthor flying towards Jammin, Brown Sally and Pucker Pat basically squeezed for all the information they had as they're just swimming in the water. Anybody go in the water with them? As immediately a low wave, he goes, oh no, and Pucker Lips Pat is just taken out by a wave. Again, 2.5 feet tall. Sherry, it comes up to your like, he goes, and it comes up to like the middle of your the middle of your the middle of your shins, basically.
I back up. I step away from the wave.
Damn, I'm so glad I got that joke out. It only took me 4 fucking times repeating myself. Hawthor, you're able to catch up to a trotting Jammin Horngold. What do you say? Oh, gotta hydrate first. Jammin goes, come on
Change
now.
your lights. Oh,
We have the
God.
same water bottle?
Hey, look at that.
Kind of. Yeah.
Whoa, look at that solidarity. As Jammin goes, hi, pleasure seeing you here. I wanted to enjoy the wonderful Allatour countryside.
Oh, hang on. There we go. I'm hot. I'm beautiful.
You're so hot. You're so attractive.
So hot.
Like, Kramer, what's going on in there? Oh, you mean the red?
What did you wait? What?
That's like a Seinfeld bit where like Kramer's room is just like this blinding blue light. Jerry's like, "What's going on in there?" And he's like, "What do you mean? Oh, you mean the blue?" Boss, what's going on in there? Oh, you mean the
I
pink?
think my lights did change. Wait a minute.
You are.
Yeah, they're very different. You are
You are
bright
bathed in purple.
Oh my kidneys. Oh god.
Oh, Kramer, what's going on in there?
Oh, you mean the blue?
Oh,
I hope I'm
it's
getting
so-
that right. I haven't seen that episode.
I know exactly what you're
I'm not
talking
gonna
about.
check it. That is too fucking funny.
I've seen that like meme format.
Oh.
Kramer's going on.
What do you got there? A smoothie?
I remember someone did like a Dimension 20 meme where it was like in red and like, what's going on there, Kramer? He's like, it's a battle episode, Jerry.
I'm gonna be, guys. This is just when we're off camera. It's the exact. We just laugh about the same fucking meme for like 15 minutes straight. The amount of time that Kate and I have gone, look at me.
Look
in
at
the last
me!
2 weeks.
I didn't choose this life. This life chose
It's not just
me.
me!
That one's from.
It's from a Grumps episode. Okay. You so hot, Jammin is bad
Look
at
at
sex.
me.
You're so hot, Jammin is bad at sex. You catch up to Jammin.
I'm on my broom. And I'm sorry I got rice in my mouth.
I thought you were gonna say rice in your eyes, and I was like, that's a pretty
Me
big
too.
problem.
You're eating wrong. I'd like to just like float like on my broom next to him.
Okay.
I ride astride. Here we go. No. I'd like to like float on my broom next to him as he's would it be trotting or walking? It doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, like he is
He's
like
a horse.
full. He's full like galloping basically at this point.
Holy shit! I'm like speeding by like next to him. You're like so.
Your hair is like 180 degrees behind you.
I got a lasso.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he is. Yeah. And so you catch up with him. Fucking your eyes are like you're tearing up. He's not going at the speed of sound. Like it's like 15 miles an hour.
That's still pretty fast.
The speed of a moped. Like that is not
That's
that
the
much.
fastest. That's the fastest a horse can go. Is a gallop.
1
I don't know about
horsepower.
Well, he's not like
A gallop is when it's full. Like he is hoofing it.
You,
You know?
yeah, you talk to Jammin and he's like, "Don't talk to me. I gotta get my sprints in." He's like, "I got human lungs for a horse body. This sucks."
Holy shit, that's such a good point!
You know how much I have to eat? Jammin fully like. He does that thing where like kind of like horses like their knees bend in and he just crashes in the sand. He goes, oh my god. My body
Why
takes
are
so much
you-
work. Oh, it's so weird.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Why are you running?
How's it going, beautiful?
He's like, I taste blood in my mouth. Is there blood in my mouth?
Allatour, it's so good to see you.
Good to see you too. Sorry. I can do this. I can do this.
We can do this.
You can do it.
We can do this.
This is all staying in. It's all. I have human lungs for a horse body.
Focus on my face.
The horrible biology of what's that nose. I have 2 vaginas.
It's okay. I might just be going crazy.
That's okay. You're okay. What's up? Excellent.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're never getting to this conversation.
You burp. Jammin goes just like when we met.
Ooh.
better
And
get
I
the best of 'em.
definitely remember that.
Yes.
You know, arbor to arbor.
Yar.
What the fuck's what are you doing here? Like, what's going on?
Oh, and you start speaking in the thieves' cant of the arbor, as he says, "Well, to not be jibbing you around, we're here on official business from Gilligan. We're looking to be grabbing ores and rocks and things. And there was a Dubois merchant vessel that was shipping them out to somewhere. I really couldn't tell you. We were able to board the ship, basically take the crew without any casualties, put them on a rowboat, sent them away, made whatever repairs we had to of our ship, took their weapons, took their gold, took their supplies, and then we started sailing back. And we ran into the shrimp people."
Are there like codes? Are there guidelines
Are there
for
I will just tell you this for free. And I've actually never referenced this before in any of my games. The Palm has an agreement with the remainder of the countries of this world that says there's official documentation behind it that I'm not going to get into. But it says, I say official like I didn't make it up like a couple months ago, but it essentially says, we understand who we are. Anybody that you catch doing piracy, we will not pursue their return to us. If you do not declare war on us, you may prosecute any of the pirates that you find based upon your own laws and your own conduct. If you declare war on the Palm, the seas will never be safe again. And that basically is the contract that the rest of the world agreed to allow the Arbor to exist as it has. And as a result of that, each kind of pirate captain, there certainly are more brutal ones than others, but it's an unwritten rule of conduct of don't needlessly murder as much as we need to, because our existence is predicated on the fact that all these people aren't going to come wipe us out. We don't need to give them more reasons. And those that are bloodthirsty, battle-hungry murderers are oftentimes disavowed, if not just hunted down by other pirates themselves. And so from this, and I'll just tell you this right now, you don't get a sense that Jammin is lying. That's a very common way that the pirates of the Palm do things.
Cool, that's what I wanted to know. And so I can understand why you're holding your tongue when you're back there.
Oi.
Don't want to. I wouldn't want to see you, swinging from a gallows. Have to be a real strong beam for you.
I was gonna say I weigh about maybe 900 pounds. I'd be surprised to find a hangman whose rope could hold me.
They'd need so many pulleys.
It really would. It'd be like the rigging of a ship.
It'd be a feat.
Aye,
it'd
indeed,
definitely
yes.
be one for the history books.
Of course, aye.
And these shrimp people, did they seem to be going after anything, or?
They came after some of the crew. They were able to grab some. Now, we attempted to kill a few of them, but they have very hard to penetrate armor on their back, and as they were dragging people away and vomiting everywhere, we just couldn't really make a dent in them.
Do they go after, specific people, or?
As I was talking with Sally about it, they seem to just be grabbing whoever they could get their hands on. No one specific. Mainly, we're missing currently 2 men in the riggings, 1 crewman, 1 servant, and then 1 gunner as well. Doesn't seem to be any pattern to me.
Did, the vomiting, was it like I'm sick, or is it this is a biological function that serves a purpose,
I'll make a medical check because I don't know if he would know. So let's see. This is going to be a medicine check. I'll say this is going to be a DC 16. And he has I think if I'm looking at his stats, he has a +0 to this. So let's see.
Cute.
He looks to you and just very plainly goes, I couldn't say. From what I understand about crustaceans is they do some regurgitation of, waste they can't digest. But this was solid matter that I could see. Maybe they are sick in some way I couldn't say.
Oh, so it wasn't liquid. They were regurgitating.
There were solid things in their eye, but it was kelp and shells. Perhaps they were sick. I couldn't say.
Okay. How about? Hang on, the music stopped for me, and I needed to keep myself in the zone.
Right, stay immersed. Don't think about his lungs. Just stay immersed.
Get out of here! Get this ad out of here! I don't need a tractor.
Ads customized just for you. Bitch, I'm in the middle of an urban city.
Truly. What the fuck am I gonna do with a tracker? Alrighty then. Listen, you've got very few options while you're here. I'll be perfectly honest. If there's one thing we can do, it's so we can be truthful to each other. You've got dwindling options here. You need to be aware of how the town people see you, because if they pull in extra muscle, you're fucked.
Jammin's face, he kind of like, he basically raises his eyebrows and kind of like his cheeks kind of suck in as he's like, yeah, like like he's keeping up a positive demeanor. This is a, you know, you're naturally empathetic. This is a bad spot for him. Yeah.
Yes. And I understand you're doing what you need to do to keep your men's morale up, but morale won't mean much if you are all swinging from some really engineered gallows. I don't know why that's so funny to me.
It's more scary to me, the thought that they're putting it together just for me. Does that make sense?
I would feel a little bit special.
That's terrifying. If they say, we're gonna hang you and we're gonna do it in a specific way just for you, that shows dedication.
That shows a level of commitment I could never reach.
That does, yes.
But here's what I think you should do. And of course,
I was just about to ask.
Everyone's free to make their own choices. I'd say lay low out of the village for a little bit. Give it some time to cool off there. We'll probably go out and figure out what the fuck's going on. Question for you, Drew. The ship that's in the harbor.
Yes.
Is that like their main ship?
Yeah, so you would get a sense of, like, with the amount of people here, like, you know, like 25, like, you know, 30 people, it seems like the whole crew was evacuated, the ones that weren't taken, and this is their main method of transportation. Yes, this galleon is, there's no, like, secondary ship coming to get them.
Okay. Perfect. I need to look at what you have down there. You know me. You know how I work, where I come from.
Aye.
My district, all good intent.
Aye.
So you're gonna show me what you've got down there, and then I'm gonna figure out a plan to get your ass out of here and back to the arbor, and these people may be a little less fucking butthurt about the whole thing.
And now, to be very clear with you, am I joining you back on the ship?
Oh, I imagined you'd be there when I looked at stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
But I would have to strongly object to that.
Like, I mean in the harbor here. Like, not going out and...
Aye, yes, I'm not... There were shrimp people carrying people away and killing them underwater. I'm not doing that.
No, I mean... Oh my god. The struggles of Hathor, who had a comprehensive education, trying to speak.
Maybe I'm a moron and not getting it like in real life. What you're saying? Okay, player, DM player, are you asking him to go to the ship when you guys go and investigate it?
No.
Okay.
I meant like when Hathor is investigating like what they have on the ship.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, of course you'd be there to watch me, like honor code goes only so far, you know, like that makes sense.
Well, admittedly, still, it's like I do kind of have trust because the materials are very heavy, and I would doubt if you wanted to steal anything, you wouldn't be able to steal enough for me to even notice. Because again, it is hundreds of pounds of rock and ore.
Oh, yeah. No, listen, I don't have need for that. But we should figure out what we're dealing with, and then I recommend. I know it's counterintuitive, but just relax for a little bit while we figure it out. Counterintuitive to pirates of like...
Yeah, he was like, like a day at the beach, like a day in Kipyup, as a great example.
Yes,
Okay.
except there are no prostitutes here, okay?
Okay, the men will make do amongst themselves then. What I can do is ensure that they will. So I can take them and live rough about a mile down the shore and say no contact. Make your fires, make your tents, and this will be resolved in a few days, most
Use
likely.
the land how you see fit for a little bit, and then go from there.
Aye. And
Have you? I'm shifting the tone a little bit, so if you still have more stuff to say, go for it.
but all I can report.
Okay. Question for you
Oi.
before we do all important business stuff. Do you remember the notes I gave you the last time we were together?
Let me get quick. Let's see if this is an 11 or above. Just a flat
Can I
D20
give him
roll.
advantage? Can I give him advantage?
Yes, you may. He goes. With advantage, he goes. The last time I remember us being together, I couldn't remember much of what either of us were saying. And you realize this dude has completely forgotten all of the notes and all of the advice that you have given him.
Excellent. So we're starting from square one again, and she will pull him in for a kiss.
Give me a quick charisma check. Seduction check, we'll call it. Charisma plus proficiency, yeah.
Oh, plus proficiency?
Yeah.
That is 23.
23. Can I get everybody here to give me a perception check as Hawthor, you, he fully like horse kneeling on the ground, you plant a fat kiss on him. Very strong, powerful kiss.
Perception?
Yep.
I got him by the nape of the neck.
Yep.
19.
19.
Poor Cherie. She's like, well.
13. Okay, Cass, what'd you get?
I got a 10.
10. Sherry, you again, you see Brown Sally and Puckalip's Pat kind of walk into the ocean a little bit, and you see Puckalip's Pat start getting hammered by waves. As you kind of look over, you just see again maybe half a mile away. You have an exceptional eyes as your pupils go as they go vertical. You focus in and you see Hawthor and Jammin just strongly kissing, very passionately.
I think I'm just looking over the coast and I see him and I look in the opposite
The exact
direction.
opposite direction.
Yep.
As you look at the okay.
Yeah. I will kind of bend him backwards a little bit, like make him arch his spine, and then I'll let him go, and I'll be like, all right. No, not break him. Oh my god.
I'm having trouble picturing what you
so
mean.
Good. I can't
No,
exactly
you mean like lean
back. I'm a horse.
You should go to that chiropractor I recommended
There's a
you in
full
Kipyup.
Oh, right, I forgot you were flying.
Yeah.
Oi.
I was like, what?
So you kiss, you bend him
Like
back.
kissing
so,
him,
so what do you do?
I'm the
Yeah, I understand. I know. I was thinking of a joke. Yes, what do you do?
Thank you.
I got you.
And then I let go and I say, "All right, let's go check out your cargo."
Yes, I'll start moving the crew down the shore, and you and your crew can move to the ship.
Okay.
All right.
And I, we do the
Yep.
the pirate, and I go, on my mother's name, I will make sure your cargo is safe and kept well.
On the gold of my horn, I shall honor us not fucking with the villagers anymore.
Excellent. So you can learn.
I don't have that much to learn, and he kind of winks at you, not really getting how not good he did. And then he stands himself up.
I was doing most of the work with that kiss.
And then it's
just got
arms completely flat by his but also way too much tongue. It's just it's a lot of strange things. As he begins galloping back to back over to the village. Give me 1 second very quickly, and I'll be right back. Discuss what you want the plan to be, and then we'll try to finish up. Sound good?
Sure thing.
Yes.
Okay, be right back.
What's the plan?
What did you play?
So, I think we should investigate what's on the ship. Because it appears like that cargo was the trigger. I want to get a better look at that.
Oh, for the shrimp people?
Yes. And then my thought was we go out to sea, and we lure them out there, and then we kill all of them. That's Hathor's plan.
Fair enough. Yeah. Oh yeah, also, we should ask someone other than Brown Sally to describe the crew from the ship. Because I forgot that she gave us nothing.
Oh, right.
Meanwhile, Pucker Lips Pat is just like...
Yeah, we should ask Jammin that question and see if we get a real answer.
Yes.
As Hathor and Jammin return, Cassiano has been kind of sitting with his toes in the water and drinking his bottle of wine. And it's just like, Jammin, question for you.
Hi.
The crew on the ship that you rescued, tell me anything about them, please.
Make a quick check. He looks to you and goes, there were some wielded war hammers that they laid down as their arms, wearing green and gray, some tattoos on them, lots of either oars or I guess like spiders or worms or something like that. And besides that, not much I can say, pretty boy.
Thank you for the information. I looked down at my notes and had fully forgotten that Brown Sally told us that they were the Dubois, and then I was like, wait, we do know who was on the ship. There we go, now we have more.
And honestly, Cass and Sherry, you can both give me history checks to see if you can find anything about like what these people might have been.
Oh yeah, sure. History, you say.
13.
Natural 20!
Cass, you immediately know. Again, Sherry, very high level stuff for you, and you're very involved with LaCroix, and that's your primary house. Cass, you have wheeled and deal with so many people. You would understand that, like, oh, these were probably Dubois rock breakers, where like a noble profession amongst their house is like, so you know their whole motto is gentle strength and strong tenderness, basically. And so for them, a big thing for them is ore extraction and either raw ores like iron and bronze and steel, but also like fine metals like platinum and gold, or just like basic things like obsidian and rock and different kind of like granite and like things that can be used for building materials. And so it's not like and so it's like, oh, these guys, even if the product isn't even like worth that much like monetarily, they basically stole from people that are well regarded amongst the Dubois house, which again lends to that idea of these people need to get out of here before people come looking for them. Make sense?
Okay. Yes. Absolutely. Alrighty.
Okay, and Blurso, are you anywhere near the water, by the way?
If everyone else is, then yeah.
Okay, not a problem. Do you go into the water?
Sure.
Awesome. Blurso, give me a quick perception check with advantage.
Oh boy.
Hmm?
Let me find it. There we go. Alright, the first one's a 3, and they're both 3s.
They're both 3s.
He's got sand in his eye.
As if you are listening to a conch shell, as the waves are crashing by your feet, you are able to hear the familiar sound of and that like inhaling speech. But due to all the sound around you, with how quiet it is in your ear, you're unable to hear what this voice says to you this time.
Alrighty.
And you also realize that this has now happened. It has happened with wine. It has also happened with like ponds and tree sap. And now it's happened in the water. And you're like, just in the back of your head, you're like, are there any through lines with this.
I guess those are all liquids.
Okay. With all of that, we get, as you guys are all just kind of chilling, any plans for the rest of the evening as you guys kind of just have all the information that you're going to gather from these people?
The thought was to just go investigate the ship and the cargo.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry, I'm speaking for myself. I don't want to speak for other people.
Not a bad
No,
plan.
I agree.
Any
No,
objections to that?
Not at all. I think that's a great plan.
I object! That's a fucking horrible plan!
That's so stupid! We're not doing that!
Fucking idiot! You're so dumb!
Okay, so everyone that wants to go to the ship, just show me a quick hand. Hand. Perfect. As Pyrrha said, you guys are able to take a rowboat next to one of the docks and just begin paddling yourself out there. Again, only a half mile off of shore, not that far to paddle at all. And you guys are all able to travel over to the galleon. Give me 1 second here.
DM, quick question.
Yes.
The galleon that Pierre pointed out, that's not her ship. That's Jammin's ship?
That is Jammin's ship, yes.
Okay. I just need to...
And you now look, and as you guys kind of get closer, and I'm going to ask, like, specifically kind of like funny, like, role play stuff in 1 second. As you guys get closer, you are able to see the top flag, white background, and a golden horn on it, like a war horn. You now understand the pun of that flag.
What's the pun?
On the flag is a golden horn. Jammin.
Like Jammin Goldhorn.
Horn gold. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I knew that. Sorry. Wow, I just got real neurodivergent there for a second. Wow.
Fully blanks. As you guys are rowing there, I just want to ask very quickly. As you row...
I'm flying there.
Okay, so you're flying. Who here's on the boat? I would assume it's Sherry, Cass, and Blur.
Yeah.
So, who here's doing the majority of the rowing?
Sheree.
Yeah.
We know.
Is there any question at all?
Well, I wanted to ask, is Cass and Blur even attempting to help?
Cass is like, he's doing the thing when you're rowing where, like, you don't really put it deep enough into the water, so it's not really doing anything. But the trouble with that is that we're gonna keep moving on a curve.
In real life, as someone who has rowed with people that do that, I hate you. That is awful.
Fuck you.
That is terrible.
I'm like half rowing, half just like playing with the water with the end of the oar.
Sherry, please give me an athletics check with disadvantage as you are rowing.
You two dumb idiots!
Oh my god. That's an 8.
That's a
Yeah.
It should only take you maybe about 20-25 minutes to reach to reach the ship. Because of these two goobers in the ship with you, it takes you roughly an hour and a half. It is you are like the only silver lining is that it's a killer arm and back workout for you.
Holy shit. Hathor like does like donuts around and be like, can I help? Like,
No.
oh, okay.
You've got it, Hathor.
Like 20 minutes pass and she comes back and she's like, are you sure?
Go to the ship, Lady Hathor. We'll meet you there.
Like, Cass, bitch, you speaking French? Who is this we? Like,
He does.
as you guys row your way over to the ship, you are able to see...
Hathor's just been standing there for like 15 minutes just being like, okay.
You're able to see the sections where rowboats, like safety vessels would be. The ropes have been cut or untied with rope ladders hanging over the side, clearly showing that these pirates did escape in the way that they said they did. And you guys are able to come to the side of the ship. You guys go on up.
Yeah.
Okay. Up, and up. And with that, could I just get a quick stealth check from everybody? This is going to be a group...
Wait, Cass had a question.
Oh, yes,
Darby had
I'm
a question.
One thing on the way there, thinking about what puckered lips Pat said to us, I'm going to cut open the lemon and cover my rapier in lemon juice.
That is a super creative thing.
Just in case.
Can I please get a group stealth check? You guys need to beat a 14 collectively. So half of you have to beat a 14.
I got an 18.
18?
I have disadvantage.
I do too, but I got a 15.
15?
16.
I got a 6.
It's like
Take that, everybody.
everybody, you guys kind of like you touch onto the boat, and like Sherry, Hawthorne's easy for you because you don't even. I didn't even have to like make that as you just fly up and onto the main deck. As everybody, as Sherry, as you and Blur kind of like contact with the boat, and you start like kind of like the rocking and the swaying of the ship. You guys are able to very quietly make your way up and on. And Cass, as you try to do it with the rocking and swing, it's like clang, 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 as you're trying to.
In his defense, he had most of a bottle of wine like an hour ago.
That's not a defense. You were day drinking.
And as you guys get up and onto the ship, your boots are now planted onto Hawthorne, what would be the familiar main deck of a pirate ship. And as you just kind of take in your surroundings very quickly with that stealth check, give me a quick perception check as a result of that.
All of us, or just half?
Yeah, I'll say all of you. Yeah.
16.
13.
18.
18. Hawthorne,
What'd you get, Hathor? What'd you get? What'd you get?
Is it now one? It's maybe now one.
With my modifier, it's a 7.
So is it now one?
It was in that one. I trusted you!
You were the chosen one.
Hawthorne, you just kind of like fly around a little bit, and you slam up into like the side of like, you don't make any noise, you slam into like one of the rope ladder nets, like going into the rigging, and your broom whoop, right out from under your legs, and you're just kind of hanging onto the rope now. Shit. It goes onto the deck. It goes onto the deck, but you're kind of just like hanging there now.
Can I like climb down?
Yes, you may. There's no problem at all. With everybody else,
I pick up my broom and I sheath it.
you guys are able to hear below deck, as you're just very silently, you either feel the wood through your feet, you can either touch it with your hands, or you just listen very closely, and you're able to hear chittering. Chittering that would not be necessarily... Let me put this in perspective. Shrimp do make noise in real life right now, but it's hard to pick up with our human ears because of how small they are. Imagine them being 5 feet big, and how much louder they would be as a result of that.
No.
You guys are able to recognize maybe one deck below you. You're able to hear chittering.
Swim away! Oh look, Grill.
Is there any reaction from that? Any conversation to be had?
I think I'll just like kind of hold up, I'll hold up a fist, so that everyone knows, to keep quiet. And I'll just whisper. Well, first, did everyone hear that chittering below deck? Are we prepared to fight large shrimp people?
Absolutely.
Sir Bombardier?
If we gotta, yeah.
Okay. I will lead the way. The rest of you follow suit. Let's try to keep them below deck, because they can drag us overboard, correct? Okay.
Really quick, before we do, I just want to throw up a quick divine sense just to see if these guys are Fey, Fiend, or Undead.
What a good idea. And actually, as you say some words there. Everyone give me another perception. Actually, you know what? So, because give me another perception check very quickly. Throw up that divine sense, no problem at all, and then perception check.
5.
5.
9.
9.
11.
11.
Okay.
Perception?
Yep.
Yeah.
13.
13. Excellent. Cast divine sense. What is the range of that going down?
Is anything within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
We've been playing fast and loose with that. Give me 60 feet
The
down.
book is optional.
Exactly.
Yeah, come on.
Cass, you sense a fey presence beneath you. But because of that total cover thing, I'm not going to tell you how deep down it is. And so it could be the shrimp itself. It could be... it could be the deck below you. It could be the bilge. It could be underneath the ship. You're not entirely sure where it's coming from, but it's like a compass. You know the general direction. Make sense?
Yes.
You got that.
And I will say before we start off to everyone, I am sensing something fey below us. It could be the shrimp. It could be something else.
Very well.
But with that 10 and with that 13, one more thing, and then we're going to sign off for the evening. Cass and Hawthor, as you guys are walking, because you guys kind of prepare to like go below deck, basically, you guys walk up to one of like the main hatches leading to the deck directly underneath you. And as you guys are walking, Cherie, you're like focused on the entrance. You're scanning for hostiles, basically. You're like, okay, let's get this ready. Blurso, you're kind of backing up Cherie, tag teaming her right there. Hawthor and Cass, what you guys are able to see as you guys are walking, kind of like taking up the edges of this in this like T formation. To one side of the ship, towards like the port and the starboard railings leading to the water, you guys are able to see like bile, like at the edges. And you're able to see like little clumps of like seaweed and like old bubbles. It's like stains in the ground, basically. And you realize that this is the vomit that Brown Sally spoke of and Jammin spoke of. What do you do?
Medicine check.
Okay.
I want to scrape some of it up, not with my rapier, but with my dagger, just to inspect it closer and see if it does anything to the dagger.
Okay. As you pick things up with the dagger, what you guys are able to see... Hawthor, what'd you get for that check?
10.
10? Hawthor, you're kind of like picking through... Because again, these are piles of like again, it's like sand and like partially digested kelp, and as you're picking through it, Hawthor, as you kind of, because, and I'll get to you in 1 second, Cass, as you kind of like uncover the pile, you see a fully alive crab, maybe a little bit smaller than your palm, come out of the pile and start like chittering away. You stab it. You fully kill the crab, and you kind of like,
I'll eat you later, so your death is not meaningless.
and as you stab the crab, Cass, as you're investigating everything, as you kind of like scrape it up, as you push like some of the kelp and the sand away, you notice shells, like kind of not sea glass, but like one of those like shinier shells, the ones that kind of like catch the like when wet, they kind of catch the sunlight a little bit better than the other ones. Make sense? Can both of you please give me a nature check?
Nature, you said.
Ooh, good. Okay.
That is a 13.
18.
18. Hawthor, it
I'll
began...
eat the crab too, so it doesn't go bad.
Hawthor,
That's just...
Cass, you look over to Hawthor, and Hawthor is eating a raw crab right in front of you, shell and all.
It's cooking in my mouth.
You cook it in your mouth. And Hawthor, as you're eating, Cass, you're confused. You have these shinies in your hand, and Hathor, as you're eating this crab, you're like, how strange. And you're eating this crab, and you realize as Cascum like
You want
comes
it to
over,
go bad.
as Cass comes over, like shells in hand, you realize like a live crab. That's interesting. Because you don't really understand, like, you know, these are shrimp, they're animals. But again, as Brown always said, this was regurgitation after they took these people. They grabbed them, they threw up, and then they went overboard. Crustaceans and shiny objects. Or would you say live food? Is there any kind of through line that you guys can think of right now before I give you the answer?
Are they mayhaps not well, they're definitely crustaceans.
Yes, they are crustaceans.
I mean, yeah, they threw up their stuff to make room for new food, right?
Potentially. But Hathor, I will say that coming from the Arbor, you know, the economy is strong there. You've probably experienced more barter than you have anything else. And what would be more valuable to a creature of the sea than live food and shells? A regurgitation after capture. A payment. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. I'm so excited. It's a little pirate adventure.
Ooh.
Ladies
So
and
they were
gentlemen, are
trying
we all
to
having a good
trade.
time?
Yes.
Yes, and
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Hell yeah. I'm so happy. But yeah, that is the vibe. That is, I hope everyone's enjoying this little like kind of beach adventure. Allatour stuff, some
Beach
politics.
episode.
Yes. And I love beach. And I just love the different vibes there. So yeah, I hope everyone's having a great time.
Indeedy.
Yeah.
Would you say regurgitation after capture?
Yeah.
But they were
So
like,
they were like, here's the payment for us taking these live people.
There's more going on than what meets the eye, but we shall see that next time in
Yeah.
Allatour. Yeah, and I hope it's fun. I wanted it to feel different than like an Arbor side quest, and I hope I have done the best in like making that, because like I find it so funny for you guys to be like, these people are so fucking strange. Like I just love that.
It's so
Just like
good.
how the
It
Duke
is.
is the odd
I
man out in
love-
Palm of the Fist.
yeah, that's true. Man, that is fun.
Yeah,
And
man.
TR
Colliding
too,
of
like-
worlds.
When worlds collide.
When worlds
When
collide.
worlds collide. Beach.
I love the fact that like you allowed Hathor to giggle a little bit when she was like, they'd have to make you special gallows.
I was like, you know, I gotta kind of play around with that. Yeah, and also the idea of like, because there's a conversation to be made about like centaurs in general. I think are interesting, like in terms of biological needs. And I don't want to be more lewd than saying that, but like there has to be a specific kind of person that would want to engage, because like yeah, centaurs are people. They deserve all the same like rights and liberties as people. They do have an interesting physical body about them that it would take a certain person to enjoy, if that makes sense.
Oh, she pegged him fully.
Oh, okay, got it.
Good for her.
I was about to say, as someone who's had experience with like farm work, I was about to say some of the foulest things I have ever like experienced in real life, and I'm not going to repeat them now. That is
That
for
was
all.
a dangerous start to that sentence.
Yes.
Really?
But that will take us
So
into
good.
next time. I hope everybody that's watching is having a good time. Thank you for sitting at the table. You guys enjoy the rest of your evenings, and we will be catching you next time. And we'll see how these guys fry these shrimp. Let's see.
You're
telling me a shrimp
fried
fried
with
with
these
rice?
rice?
Peace out, everybody. Have a nice night.